I just remember sitting on the line, and we were lined up with all these fully grown men. And I remember one of them looked over and like barked at us, and I barked back, and my whole boat went nuts. My name is Elise de Saint-Aignan. I'm a junior on the women's rowing team here at UNC. I'm half French, but I grew up speaking English. And then I moved to Paris when I took a gap year after my senior year of high school. And I picked up French while I was there because I didn't let myself speak English at all. And I kept rowing. They noticed that I was somewhat good, so they sent me to a different club that had people my age. And I would commute about 2 hours out every morning to go to this different club. And I competed in the French championships with them, and we got second. And then I went to trials for the French national team and ended up getting selected over about a 5-day period. I didn't realize that I had made the actual team until about 5 days before I was planning on flying back home. So I was planning on being done with my gap year when I got a call from the coach. They needed me, and they needed me to move to the Alps in 2 days. They told me that I would be training in the Alps for about 2 months, altitude training. I felt really grateful to have the opportunity. In order to be selected for Worlds, we had to race as a crew and beat a specific time at the French course before we traveled to Italy. And I remember when we beat that time, that was the most exciting moment ever. It was a photo finish, and it was down to the very last second. And we didn't know until we got off the water, and our coach came running to us and told us that we made it. And that was incredibly exciting. So there was one really big obstacle the day before our race. We all actually got food poisoning, and we were all pretty down for the count. The next day we got out there, and I mean, the race went well, and we did everything that we had decided to do earlier in our training cycle. But I think that obstacle just showed us how badly we wanted it. And that goes hand in hand with the biggest success that we had. It was just like, okay, let's put that in a back pocket and remember that we're sick the next day. I was so honored to be at such a high level and to be able to bark at these 35-year-old men who have competed in the Olympics. It's just an amazing feeling. There's one specific quote that I actually remember from my application when I was applying to the US national team for last summer, and I put in, "Be impossible to ignore." And everything that this team does screams, "Be impossible to ignore."